Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is actually going to be a really short video. It's not going to be very long at all. I'm pretty much just going to show you a car, a 370Z that's bagged, because I already have like 3 videos on it, so I don't think there's a point in really showing you everything again. I'll link them down below, the ones that I had before, if you're interested in doing the wiring and everything and how to actually mount it up to your 370Z. I'm just going to show you the car, how it looks. It's a black 370Z 6-speed manual, so I'm pretty sure you guys are going to like this one a lot. It has some work meisters on it. Everything's already done and installed. All the bags work and everything. It's pretty much done. He just has to come pick it up. I have it at a really high setting right now, and then I'm gonna air it out. That way you guys see how it looks after. But let me give you a quick walk around of the car. All right, so here's the 370Z. As you guys can see, it looks super dope. I really want these wheels for my 370Z. They're work meisters. I'm not sure what the actual specs are on these meisters, but they look super sick. They have to be pretty close to what I have. The rear does tuck in, so I know they're not as aggressive as mine. This one is a 6-speed manual transmission. He does have a Tommy on here as well, along with a street aero diffuser. Looks really sick. This thing is nice. I like it a lot. Let me go ahead and show you the trunk. The trunk looks okay for right now. I do want him to go ahead and buy some fittings so we can go ahead and make it look really clean right here, because it just has holes. And these are really long, because if he does plan on getting like a mount or something, he's going to need these to be pretty long. That way he can attach it to it. If they're too short, they're not going to really reach. This tank is a little bit different. It has the holes in the front right here, so I couldn't really hide anything. And if I wanted to put the fittings all the way to the back, the compressors would have to be really close to it, touching it and making noise. So this is the best way that I could figure out how to put it on here. It looks pretty good. But as for the water trap, the fittings that were provided, I couldn't really use anything that was going to allow me to mount it directly right there. So this would be sitting like right in that area, and I used this thing that came in the kit to pretty much bolt it on here, so the water trap sits on the side and then just connects to the tank, and it connects to the manifold down here as well. Once he buys those fittings and he gets something for the manifold to like kind of stick up like that, I think it's going to look a lot cleaner. It just looks really messy because all these lines are everywhere. He has this nice wood. This one's actually different. It's like the same material, but the bottom has some type of like plastic on it, so it doesn't make a lot of noise. It's really quiet. And then for this one, because it is a 6-speed, I did not have a lot of space to be able to run the line inside of the grommet. Because this one's a manual, he has a few more pieces than the automatic does, so all of this stuff that's right here gets in the way. Let me get a flashlight so you guys can see a little bit better. If you look right here, there's this piece right here that kind of interferes with the grommet that's all the way back there. You guys can kind of see it. And you also have this whole thing that gets in the way as well. So instead of running it through there, because I don't have a lot of space and I don't want to really mess up anything, I ran it through the bottom. If you go under the car, you guys can see that there's like this plastic shroud right here. This has a bunch of 10 mils. Remove this thing, and then I just ran it pretty much under the car in that hole over there, and I connected it to the stainless steel line, and I added some zip ties. That way it doesn't get stuck anywhere. So it was still secure and nothing should really happen to it. Other than that, everything else was run exactly the same. All the wires from this side that are run from the inside. So it comes in from this grommet. Like I said, I'll leave the video down below in the description, that way you guys can check out the full video. But it comes from here and it goes all the way over here, connecting to the battery. He does have 2 compressors. You're gonna have 2 main power sources if you have 2 compressors. They connect here. I have one connected right there, and I have another one connected to the bolt right here, along with the 2 that go right here for the ground. So then it's ran all the way inside over there, goes up to the top, and then it pretty much leads back here. And then for the rear lines, they pretty much go straight down. There's a grommet right here. There's another grommet right here. That's a quick summary of how everything's ran. Like I said, if you have questions or you want to watch a full detailed video, this is not the one. Check out my other 370Z video on a purple one that I did. I'll leave his Instagram down below if you guys want to find out any information on his 370Z, like wheel specs and stuff like that. That way you guys can go ahead and hit him up. But let me go ahead and check out the car. That way you guys can see how it looks when it's aired out. Alright, so here's how she looks, all aired out. Alright guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and end that video right there. As you guys saw, it looks super dope with his Workmeisters, now with his diffuser. It pretty much just put it all together, making it look really dope. The only thing that really changed from the other previous videos that I've done on 370Zs, because so far I've done like about 3 of them. This one, because it's a manual transmission, he does have those extra components in the engine bay in that area where I usually pull in the line. So it was a lot harder for me to try to put it in there. So instead I went through the bottom, goes all the way from the back, goes to the bottom, and then goes under that tray that I showed you guys. And then you're just going to put it through that hole and then connect it to the stainless steel line. That way it doesn't cause any problems, and make sure you zip tie it all together. Other than that, it was a super easy install. It was a lot easier doing it that way, but I usually like running my lines inside of the car. That way it's away from any heat or anything, it's not touching anything, so it's usually going to be a lot safer. But because it has that protectant, it should be perfectly fine. So if you guys are interested in watching a full detailed video, make sure to check out my previous video on a 370Z that I did. I don't know if you have different cars, if you have a Q60, maybe a Q50, it might help you watching out that video instead that I have on a sand colored Q60. That'll help you guys out a lot. If you guys have any questions on his car or just want to follow him in general, I'll leave his Instagram somewhere around here, that way you guys can go ahead and check him out. I think his name's Oni Media. He also does like photography, videography and stuff like that, so if you guys are interested, make sure to hit him up. Super chill dude. It was really cool throughout the whole process. One thing that I do highly recommend that you guys do if you guys are installing air suspension is make sure you have all of your components that you need in order to be able to install your bags. So that includes all the fittings, all the wiring and everything, especially if you daily your car. Like I know this guy, he dailies his car, so if he was missing anything, he pretty much couldn't do anything. He would have to wait until those parts come in, which did happen to us actually, because he was missing 2 fittings that go to the front of the airbags in order to connect the line. He did not have those, so I wasn't able to install the bags. So one day I went ahead and just installed all the wiring, and he came back next week when he had the next fittings, and we went ahead and installed those. So it's just something to make sure that you guys do, especially if you daily it. Then you're just going to be stuck, you're not going to be able to do anything. You're going to have to wait until that part comes in, and most of these parts take a few days to come in, maybe even a week before you guys go ahead and get them. So just make sure you check all that. I know in my previous video on the 370Z, I went over everything that you actually need. But yeah, other than that, it was super easy install. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions for me, make sure to follow me on Instagram. I'll leave it somewhere around here as well. And yeah, make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.